Good evening. This is Walter Cronkite reporting from Chicago, where the Democratic National Convention has opened under a cloud of tension and protest. Inside the convention hall, delegates argue over the future of the Democratic Party, while outside, thousands have taken to the streets demanding an end to the war in Vietnam. Tonight, we bring you voices from both sides of this divided city and this divided nation. Inside the International Amphitheater, party leaders are struggling to maintain order. Supporters of Vice President Hubert Humphrey are calling for unity, while reform delegates demand a stronger anti-war plan.
I must understand my duty to keep order, protect life, and preserve democracy in this city. I have been criticized this week for my strong response to the protests outside this convention, but I want to make something very clear. There is a difference between peaceful protest and open chaos. The right to assemble and speak freely is protected by our Constitution, and I respect that right. But when our demonstrations turn violent, when rocks are thrown, police officers are attacked, that is no longer protest. That is lawlessness. As mayor, I cannot allow the city to fall into disorder. My first responsibility is to every resident of Chicago is to keep them safe. Law and order are not enemies of freedom, they are its foundation. As President Lyndon B. Johnson once said, law and order must be maintained so that justice can prevail. Without order, there is no justice. Without peace, there is no progress.
Outside, in the streets of Chicago, anti-war protesters have gathered in the thousands. The atmosphere is charged with demonstrators demanding that the United States ends its involvement in the war in Vietnam. The air here is thick with emotion and tear gas. What began as a call for peace has become a national confrontation broadcast to millions across the country. The images from Chicago tonight raise troubling questions about the balance between order and freedom. Can you give a statement about today?
Honestly, today didn't go as well as I thought it would have because law and order got dropped, and I feel that defunding the police is a bad idea. But I do think we got some good things through because we got infrastructure through and we got civil rights because, number one, I think everyone has the right to be treated equally regardless of where you came from and regardless of your skin color. And number two, infrastructure, it builds more jobs, and jobs are good for the economy, it boosts everything, it's overall good. The one thing that I do not like is war on poverty because we're spending a lot of money on stuff that's like, I don't agree with because we're giving out money. Instead of giving out handouts, we should give out jobs because the American dream, we wanted to work for what you work for everything that you got, and it's just, you build yourself to the top, and that's the American dream, and that's what I believe.
Okay. The events here in Chicago are the latest chapter in the year marked by national turmoil. From the assassinations of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Senator Robert Kennedy to the growing unrest in our cities, 1968 has been a year of deep division. As America grapples with its future, the Democratic Party is struggling with a choice. Can it move beyond its differences, or will the divide continue to tear the country apart? What are your opinions on law and order?
I believe that law and order spending in America is necessary, but our current spending is out of control, and we're sacrificing other programs in order to spend money on it.
Okay. Can you give me a statement about today?
I believe that today was very successful as we have dropped law and order from our platform, and I think the Democratic Party is going to have a successful election this cycle against Nixon.
In return, we're called dangerous, radicals, and are arrested or even murdered. For what? For wanting food, shelter, education, freedom, respect, and life? That's not radical, it is righteous. We are not afraid, and we won't be silenced. The power of our people is stronger than the people in power, and that truth scares the living hell out of them. They know that when we are able to freely lift each other up, get an education, teach our history, and protect each other, their system will tremble, then crumble. There is nothing wrong with your line of work or what your skin color is, What matters is where your heart is at and who you truly are.
The delegates continue their deliberations, and the protesters remain in the streets. Whether the Democratic Party or the nation can heal from these divisions remains to be seen. This is Walter Cronkite, CBS News, reporting from Chicago. And that's the way it is, August 1968.